Rami, Bطرس, Oxygen Media. We have seen the negotiations with the U.S. side about the tariff, and we see that the current Canadian government will not retaliate the tariff, and we would like to know what's your opinion, how this will affect our labor market, especially that the American products will be more cheaper and will operate more plants for the U.S. than the Canadian. Thank you.
Thank you very much, and let me say that we have to put our country first. I'm willing to work with anybody from any party to help get Canada fair treatment and an end to the tariffs by both China and the United States. And I've told the Prime Minister I'm happy to work with him anytime he believes that we can be helpful in ending the dispute and restoring free trade. Conservatives will do it because we want our country to succeed. The reality is that Mark Carney is failing. First of all, he's broken every promise that he made during the election. He promised elbows up, he's been elbows down. He promised he would have dollar-for-dollar tariffs. Whether or not you agree with that idea, it's clear that that was his promise, while he was simultaneously backing down. He promised that he would get a deal with President Trump by July the 21st. There has been no deal. He said that he could, quote, negotiate a win. So far, all he's been doing is losing and conceding defeat. He said he could handle Donald Trump, but ever since he became Prime Minister, he's been bullied and pushed around. And now China sees weakness. They see weakness in Mark Carney, so they're hitting our farmers and fish harvesters with tariffs that are killing jobs and harming our people. Mark Carney is failing abroad, and Canadians are paying the price at home. My goal would be to get rid of all the tariffs on both sides of the border, to get a deal that will secure our continent through solid military investments, at the same time as regaining the previous open market access that we had to the biggest and most lucrative economy in the world, that being the United States. That's going to take hard work. But I will conclude by saying this. The tariffs that are being imposed on Canadian workers, the worst tariffs, are by Mark Carney himself. An industrial carbon tax that he wants to hit our steel workers, aluminum workers, oil and gas, cement, and fertilizer workers with. That's a Liberal tax on Canadian exporters. The Liberal high business tax, it's a Canadian tax on Canadian businesses. The high payroll taxes, this is Liberal taxes. The C-69, which blocks us from producing our resources and shipping them overseas, these are all policies that Mark Carney and the Liberals are imposing on our businesses, and that is why our economy is collapsing. We've had $62 billion of net investment leave Canada since Mark Carney became Prime Minister, the biggest, the worst in any 5-month period in the history of our country. Our economy is shrinking under Mark Carney. We're bleeding and hemorrhaging jobs. Mark Carney is failing to live up to the promises that he made. We're going to work hard to reverse that in this fall session. We hope that he will steal our much superior ideas to open our country for business, lower taxes, export our goods abroad, and bring home a strong, solid, sovereign Canadian economy.
That concludes today's announcement. Thank you so much for
coming.
All right,
thank you very much.